Hello guys and welcome to another video. Today's video is about the latest nerf on storm grenades. As you know, on the latest hotfix, storm grenades were nerfed. But how's the nerf? How does the nerf impact storm grenades, the best grenades for Arc Titans? Well, I decided to do a small test to check that out. So my small test was I went inside a dungeon and I threw a pulse grenade into a dungeon boss and I threw a storm grenade into a dungeon boss, okay? And then I checked the results. After that, I went solo into a GM and I threw a storm grenade and a pulse grenade to a barrier champion and checked the results, okay? I used the same aspect and fragment for both tests, and I used no exotic on my Titan whatsoever. So no Art of Inmost Light, no nothing, okay? All legendary. These are the results, guys. So, pulse grenades. I killed the smaller enemies first because I didn't want the Jolta to mess up with the test. And yeah, I threw it. Now, the thing with pulse grenade, as the boss moves, you will be able to get out of the damaging spot. So pulse grenade is good for single target as long as the target doesn't move. And you need to be very precise with your throwing. For example here, I missed my grenade. So now my grenade is gone. That's one of the setbacks. You need to be very precise, and pulse grenade does not have roaming capabilities. What it does, and it's really nice, is ionic traces. So when you damage an enemy, it creates ionic traces. If the enemy is a really big health pool, like for example enemies in Grandmasters or Master Raid, stuff like that, where they're really strong, you will generate a lot of ionic traces, and ionic traces will give you a lot of energy back. So that's the really nice thing about pulse grenades. For pulse grenades, I would use Armamentarium with 2 grenades. I would throw the 2 grenades, generate a lot of ionic traces, and get one back. Or Art of Inmost Light. Art of Inmost Light is the best for Titans. Eventually, it will be nerfed, but until it isn't, we'll use it a lot. And that was the test on the dungeon. So next, I went into the Grandmaster of this week, and I simply threw the grenade to the barrier champion. And I thought, well, the barrier champion will probably just use his shield, stay in the same spot, but it actually didn't. He moved a lot. He moved around a lot. So it would be really nice to generate a lot of ionic traces if you would stay still, but it didn't. So I started thinking maybe Storm is still the way to go. So now let's check Storm grenades. We use the exact same test. I don't want any enemies to mess up with the results. I only want the boss. I throw my grenade, check where I threw my grenade. I threw it in the middle, the boss is moving, and the grenade is able to follow it. And because of this, Storm grenade was able to do more damage than the pulse grenade. Even though pulse grenade does more damage. But with the pulse grenade, it stays in one exact spot. The Storm, it moves around. Same thing here. I threw my Storm grenade, kills one enemy, and is able to get the guy with the cannon, and he jumped down and it was still able to kill it. Now, this is why, in my opinion, Storm is still a better option. I went into the GM again. The results, honestly, the results were bad with both. So it's a nerf. It's a nerf for Arc Titans. It is. Is it that? Is Arc no longer viable? Of course not. It's still really good. Storm Grenade, it's still amazing. It's still really good. It's just not as fast as it was. But it's still good. Okay? So no need to panic. The world is not ending. And this is my take on the Pulse Grenade versus the Storm Grenade. Storm is amazing, follows enemies, so it's really good to enemies that are moving around, to clear rooms, and you don't need to be very precise with your throwing. Pulse Grenade, pros and cons are you have to be really precise. If the enemy just moves away from the spot where the grenade is, you don't damage the enemy. But in return, if you're damaging the enemy, you're doing a lot of damage and you're producing a lot of ionic traces that gives you energy back. So that's it, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in Lightfall, or maybe before that. I don't know. See ya.